ugly ass girl. Hey, what's up, guys? So today I'm gonna show you guys how to do the 3.5, or not really how to do the 3.5, but how to do the Denali kit. So on this one has the Magnaride sensors, and then on this model, I think this is the 14 to 18. This one actually has the sensors all the way around. 07 or 13 only has on the driver's sides, so in the front and the back. So this one actually has it. You guys can see it. See, this is those sensors. He has in the back. Before I even brought it in, I noticed that the driver's side sensor was off, so I need to bolt it back up and mark it right. Make sure nothing's bent, nothing's bad. Sure now I've done that shit, but and also in the front, motherfucker, it's over here. It's dark as fuck, you can't see. So I'm gonna show you guys what I need to do, what you guys need to do before you even start. I'm trying to show you guys right now. So there's a sensor. You see how it's bolted up to the control arm. And that's a good thing about this one. You don't need to drill the control arm since we use that bracket. And that's the sensor. So this is stock height. So you need to mark it. I'll show you guys what I mean by marking it. And when you do this, you need to do it to all four. That way you know the reference on where stock height is and where you need to put it on. Where you need to put it whenever you bolt it back on. And there it is. It's marked. Now I need to do that for driver front, passenger rear, and driver rear. So you can tell me where stock height is at, and I can put it for that way the shock and the computer things it's still stock height and not dropped. Talking too slow. So a little update on the truck. I already put the lowers. My little brother's working on the other side, and he already put the lowers too. He's already caught up to me. All I need to do right now is loosen out the tie rods and cut them, since the way these control arms align and drop the 3 inches. The 3 inch with the arm, and then it aligns because the arm is shortened ½ inch, or I don't know how much the narrow. So that way the arm, upper arm, you can still use it and it still gives you alignment. And I'm gonna show you guys once I have it on the alignment rack that it does align. All I need to do is put the tie rod so that way the toe is not fighting. Other than that, everything's done. I know I forgot that it was a 3, so it's only the lowers. So thank God we use the uppers. So we do use the stock hardware, stock everything, and we'll see where it aligns. And if it doesn't align, I'm gonna need to tell. I'm gonna need to like modify these little arms, since I could adjust them. They're like aluminum. I think I have some. They're aluminum. They have these little notches, so where they bolt up, they're rubber, and it just has a little like O-ring clip in there. So all you need to do is whenever it's on the floor and you put it, if it's not where it's like where it needs to be, it's up here, whatever the hell, you just trim the rod. And I'll show you guys once that's on the floor and once it is settled and maybe aligned. I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but that's why I measured it. This right there is right height, original, and look where it's sitting. So imagine once it's squatted on the floor, the arm is gonna be like all the way up here. I think now that I'm looking at that shit too, probably need to cut that. I'll probably cut this. So it'll probably be up here, and I'll probably need to trim the rod so it could be where it needs to be at. But right now we're pretty caught up. Looking pretty good. It's like 44. I took my bike around 9:40, so it took us like an hour to do this front. They're taking it a little bit slower because of this little bitch. But he's doing pretty good. I'm going pretty good. This is Halloween themed truck, you guys. Doing the back, guys. I did the flip. I already flipped everything. Did the basic shit. So this one, since it's a crew cab and it's taken to 5, it does have the lift hangers. You have to take off the original ones. And I'm lucky I have the plasma, so I can take off the rivets with the plasma and put it back on. You do need to cut the bed rail a little bit to clear on top of here. So it's not that bad. It's on both sides. but that's only for a 5. So you see it right there, yeah. That's only for the 5. So if you want to, so right there with the flip kit and the stock shackle, it should be at 5, because the flip kit is a 6 or 7 on the crew cab, and this picks it up. So right now all I need to do is cut the bump stops, and then trim the bed rail, because this one, since it doesn't bottom out on the bumps, it's not going to bottom out first here, it's going to bottom out over here first, and then it's going to need a C-notch. What else do I need to do? Oh, and the sensors. And this is a Magnaride sensor, the naughty kit, and it's been a while trying to look for the freaking brackets and everything, but they don't. I think we used the stock one. We use a stock bracket, and then we use this one too. We use a stock bracket. I think all we need to do is just unbend this, and then we can still reuse it on top of the flip kit or top of the bottom of the U-bolt. So I'll show you guys that. Oh, I also need to cut the rods, and I do need to cut the rods. So this one, I think IHC doesn't send no brackets. It's just the rods are adjustable. You can cut them. What else? The only thing I don't like is, I don't know if IHC for this model of year has shock extenders. For the life of me, I can't remember. But they sent these. So these aren't that bad, but I think these are the ones that Ines made for these trucks. They had the little curve. I remember the ones that had rich straight. I'm not sure, but I need to tack those on both sides for the shock extenders, because these do have Magnaride shocks and they have a little sensor, so you can't really replace those. You need to use the stock ones. So the axle is bolted up already. The lift hanger stuck with the stock shackle. Flip kit's on already on this side. So I was gonna put it on already, but I forgot to show you what I did with this plate. So this is the original plate that comes with it. And the only thing that's modified is that little tab, that little square tab. So just put it on the floor and then bang it flat. Because usually this tab is bent up, and I guess it's to sit in place on the other flip kit, but we don't need that, we need it flat. So flat, that way you can just put it like this and sandwich it between your flip kit and your top plate. Now, the nipple, we're still using the factory hardware, and we will mount it back to where it was from factory. All we're gonna need to do is, like I said earlier in the video, modify the rods so they could be the right size. Okay guys, so this is fully assembled. All I need to do is just tack on the shock extenders and measure the rods. For the Magnaride, everything else is bolted on. Gosh, I need to tighten that one. But bed roll cut, since you know the flip kit, saddle, lift hanger, stock shackle, stock location for the Magnaride, stock bracket for the Magnaride. All we do is modify is the little rods. I'll show you guys right now. Everything else, pretty simple. I never hold my hands. Only hands. Yeah. So here's the rods, the two from the back. They normally go in each side like that, whatever. But I just measured and I saw how much I needed. I'll tell you guys the truth. Theoretically, on how it's sitting with the arm just on top of the flip kit, if it was my truck, I would have left it like that. I can't really show you because I can't really get in there. But the markings are on top. My dumbass should have put it on the bottom so I could see it better. But the markings on top with the arms just resting on there like that, how it is on both sides. On both sides, it's perfect. It's the way it should be. But I know people are gonna see that. If it was my truck, I would have left it like that without the rods. I would have just kept them all original. But I know people that are gonna see that and they're gonna be like, what the fuck? I'm missing something, why is it loose? But in all theory, that rod, that arm is just gonna be resting on top of the differential, on top of the top plate. Whenever you pick up the truck, the rod's just gonna go down because it wants to go more down. And whenever you squat the truck, it's on top, it's gonna go up. So theoretically, you don't need it, but I'm still gonna make the little arm. So since it's perfect, I'm gonna make the smallest arm you can possibly make. So it will probably be that small. And I probably won't only use one rod. So I'll show you guys right now. It's gonna be real small and it's just to hold it. So here's the final product. Well, this one's a little bit shorter, but it's all right. It's a hair's ass. So it's just one rod. See how it has that notch, that notch, that notch, that notch, that notch. Sits inside, like where that 3 is. Sits inside there and it grabs. So all I did was cut it to like the end of right here, and I used the factory notches to mount them on. And with one rod, I'll make these 2. Now, install them. So here it is, guys, the final product. Let me show you guys the alignment on how I left it, so I can prove to you guys that it does align. So 10, 22, 22 today. Select printout. Before and how I left it. So like I said, caster's the same, close, camber and toe, perfect. There was the lower control arm, everything goes stock. Cut the tie rod 1/2 inch so you can have more thread in and out. And it does have that sensor, the Magnaride sensor. So in the front, I didn't really move it. I didn't do much. But the reason I didn't do much is I could cut the rods a little bit and make it perfect. But over here, like I said, these rods, with it touching, it's gonna be perfect, but I need to put a rod. That way it's always connected. And it won't move and it won't damage. And if the customer sees it, they will at least see it connected and they'll think it's not a shitty ass job. But shock extender is installed, painted with what was it, bed liner. So factory shocks, these are Magnaride shocks in the back. It does. I am doing one hand right now, I can't do that much. So saddle. Remember this cable, EBS cable, since it's so low now it has so much slack, so always tie it down to something. If not, it's gonna squish if you do bottom out. And the lift hanger. All I need is no way to test drive it. I need to torque down the wheels and then I said no way to test drive it. And I'll be ready to go and I finally go fucking home. Saturday to do so. Oh, it is a little bit lower in the front. You can tell. This is a kit, so if the customer wants, we can pick it up real quick.